Hey, there's Sue. There's Sean. It's a party. We're here, we're awake. We made it.
Are we awake?
Yep.
Is this live or Memorex? All right, I know you have to be old enough to understand that joke, and I'm sure we're all there. Sunday, fun day, is underway. No more alliteration. We'll just get started by coming all the way to the front of our mats. We're going to bring our feet slightly wider than hip width apart. Excuse me. We're going to take our toes and angle them inwardly, and I'm going to bring some straightness to the legs. As we do so, I'd like you to begin to hollow out that belly and draw that chest nice and proud as you open the palms to face forward and draw the elbows slightly backwards, just in a warming process. And with this movement from side to side, make it a little rhythmic, get your little groove going on, and enjoy it for a few little oscillations back and forth before we progress this movement by introducing a little bit of circular hip movement, almost like we're hula hooping, and we drive around one direction, keep the spine nice and long, heads pulling towards the sky, chest nice and proud. Groove into it a little bit and then reverse the direction. It's okay to bend the knees and get a little bit of rhythm going. And on this next rep, let's bring it nice front and center. We're going to draw the elbows back a little more, and we're going to proud out the chest as we begin to open our forearms and close them for a few cycles in and out. Just lubricating those shoulder capsules of all this. On the next rep forward, hold it forward, serve it out, and then draw it back. And do that for a few repetitions. Bring some straightness back to the legs and implant both of the balls of each big toe into the mat as we hold back the elbows and slowly begin to chop through the hips and descend the upper body. When you arrive at your lowest spot, I'd like you to open those forearms towards the sky and then close them as you stand up. And then do that for a few more repetitions. And as you do this, kind of explore the downward range of motion that you have. Our bodies generally become a little more accepting of that as we vascularize, as we bring blood flow into those muscles. On the next repetition, allow the fingertips to drop to the earth. Straighten through the legs, extend through the spine, draw the neck long and take your chin and pull it up and in towards the neck as we maintain that active spine. That elongated spine, draw that booty backwards and slowly let your fingers do the walking forwards. As you release your next breath, let the upper body just fall down, fall down and enjoy. As you inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, fold, and do that for a few more repetitions. While you keep your back in extension, once again, draw those hips backwards and reverse swan dive. Arms sweep upward into the sky. Let's keep the arms in the peripheral vision of the eyes as we bring cups to the hands. And imagine we've got some grapefruits, one in each hand, of course, going skyward. Oh. And then relaxing that, folding down, planting the hands upon the earth as you step back into plank pose. To start, we're going to be on our knees. We're going to keep the toes tucked under. We're going to draw back the hips, child pose, and float back up onto all fours. I'd like you, if you can, to position your hands slightly forward of the shoulders. As you draw back, bring flexion to the spine, and as you float forward, bring extension to the spine. And do that for a couple more glorious repetitions. On the next forward phase, hold on that. Take your hips and let them descend earthward. Proud out your chest, grow that neck, and then slowly take it all the way back. So this is just a progression of the previous movement. Flexing as we draw back, straightening as we come forward, lowering the hips, and then raising them with spinal flexion as we drift backwards, spinal extension as we drift forwards, and hip descension and head ascension as we create this movement slowly and enjoyably for a few more repetitions.
That's becoming a little repetitive.
It's very repetitive. That's what we're all about. We're about
Touche.
repetitions. All right, let's step the hands underneath our shoulders and spread those legs, basically the knees and feet, wider than hip width apart. Let the head descend to the mat. Take a center string of the spine and pull it towards the sky. Take the pubis and roll it under, almost like you're trying to roll it up and into that belly button of yours. Hollowing out the belly as we do so. Breathing deeply, and as you exhale, let the torso descend in between the arms. You're going to rotate your elbows internally. Take the string that's imaginary on the back of the head, pull it forward and then upward. Draw that chin into the neck. And on the bottom side of things, take your tailbone and rotate it to the sky. Hollow out the belly. Feel that tension, if you can, through the belly itself. And then we're going to reverse that. Holding, pulling that belly button up and in. And then reverse. And reverse. And one more time, reverse. And then come back to neutral. Let's take the toes, make sure they're tucked under as we float the knees. And then slowly lower them down. Let the torso drop in between the arms. Rotate the elbows inwardly. Float the knees without floating the shoulders. Down, up, and down. Slowly for a few repetitions. Keep the belly, hollow it out. And then hips pull up and back, down dog, walk the hands, let them pedal backwards towards the feet. As you inhale, extend to a flat back. As you exhale, fold back down. And as you stack each vertebrae upon the rising of your chest, sweep and salute the sun. Cup those grapefruits, pull them diagonally away, take that buddy and pull it back. Arms are pulling long, elbows are rotating inwardly. Rotate the palms to face the sky. Big breath in, powerful exhale, fold. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Plant those palms on the shins, bend the knees. Push the palms to the shin and move those elbows externally. Head pulls long, butt drops lower, arms shoot forward, palms rotate to face. Counts up and down a couple repetitions, and then stand tall and reach for the sky. Same movement all over again. Grab them, pull them, hips pull back, big breath in, exhale, fold. Knees bend, palms plant, palms push, back extend. Keep the butt down, reach forward. Inhale, stand tall. Pull, pull, pull. Elbows continue to rotate internally, butt pulled backwards. Powerful exhale, fold. Palms shin, push, extend. Butt lowers, arms shoot forward. Cup those fingers, raise them to the sky as you stand tall. Big breath in, exhale, fold. Walk the plank. High plank becomes knees. Upper body descends to the earth as we bend the elbows to bring the chest earthward and push back up. Float back the hips. Float them forward. Push up and down. Push down and then up. Sorry. One more time. As we continue this flow, we're going to progress it a little bit. On the next back. Slowly bring it forward. Hold in this position as you let the hips drop towards the earth. Spine long and chest is proud. Head pulls long to the sky. Hips flow back. Pull the belly button upward and inward. Let the spine flex as the hips descend towards the heels. Chest is proud as we pull forward. And allow those hips of ours to descend earthward, spine long, neck long. Try to take the shoulders and open them. They're spiraling outwardly, and then pull the belly in, drift that spinal column back, flex through that spine, crowd out the chest as you allow the hands to walk back towards your body and come into kneel. There's everyone's happy face. Little bit of flow going on. Hope we're enjoying it. Palms open forward, hands cup, and elbows draw backwards. Chest is nice and proud. Now, with those elbows drawing backwards in this kneeling position, we're going to open and close. Close doesn't come all the way forward, just aligning with the side bodies. Couple repetitions more. On the next repetition, keep the cups out, angling on the sides of the body, and use those imaginary strings to open nice and wide. Keep those strings pulling long, the arms as we sweep up, arms in the peripheral. Big breath in. Exhale, draw those hips backwards. Keep the arms reaching to the sky. Come high on the knees. Float back the hips. If this is irritating for the knees, you can always add cushion if you need it, a towel. Couple more repetitions. Holding back, releasing the grip of those grapefruits and letting the spine flex. Both ways, cat and cow. Yes, Kirsten is using some breathing. Now, nice neutral spine, toes tucked, knees float, hips pull upward, backward, and the hands do the walking all the way back to the feet. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, fold, Pilates style. Lower, middle, and upper vertebrae stack as you salute the sun with those grapefruits pulling high to the sky. And then as we exhale, let hands descend over hearts. Nice and warmed up, good. I know that kind of felt like a bit of a workout, but it's all good, right? Right foot steps forward. Now, back heel aims skyward. We're going to bring hands over heart. We're going to keep a nice vertical orientation of the upper body. We're going to take the ball of that right big toe and push into the mat and bring some straightness to that front leg as we use the push of the front backwards to drop the heel of the back foot. And then we use a push both directions, coming to center as we try to push up, off, and onto the toes of that left foot, pushing off the heel. We're going to just make the push, engaging a little more, front pushing against back. As back tries to raise, front resists. Couple more repetitions. Holding in the up heel position in the back. Leaning in, we're going to chop through the right hip and load into that right cheek. You should feel it. Now, the amount you load depends on how far you lean forward. If it's feeling good and it's there, bring it forward more. Hold on to that as we now allow the arms to reach forward. And we're going to sweep back. We're going to woodpecker this, simply bringing hands forward and up. And that's really arms, right? Arms are straight as we reach forward and up. Arms are straight as we open hands as we come through the body itself, raising and lowering for a few repetitions. Holding up now, holding with those grapefruits, pulling long, reaching high to the sky. Big breath in, exhale, fold over that front leg. When hands arrive on the floor, step back to plank, hover low, knees optional, push back up, and then walk the hands back towards the feet. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, fold, Pilates style. Stack them as you rise and salute. Beautiful. Exhale, hands heart. Left foot steps forward. Same setup, opposite side. Follow that left big toe, driving to the mat as we piston the heel up and down, resisting the movement, pushing hard from the front to provide more resistance at the raise in the back. Nice and slow. We're meeting this with tempo that's consistent in force all the way up and all the way down. On the next repetition, the heel remains up, chopping through the left hip, leaning in. Same setup, right? You load it. You figure out what's best for you. Let those arms reach forward. And time for our woodpecker. Reaching forward and up. One of the things that makes this exercise more effective for our shoulder and rotation practice, external rotation, is keeping the arms long and rotating the palms outwardly as the arms pass through the body, by the sides of the body, I mean. Up and lower. On the next rep, hold up, pull, reach those arms nice and high. Big inhale, exhale, fold over that front leg, step it back to plank. Knees optional, hover low, hover high. Pull up and back this time to down dog. Hold on this for a couple breaths. Check in with your body. Is there any tension in the neck? Relax it if it's there. Imagine your heels are driving to the earth, bringing straightness to the legs. Imagine the tailbone has a string attached to it. Pull it to the sky. You should be able to see your arms in the peripheral view of the eyes. And that means if your head's dropping, you won't be able to see it. So the head and neck should be nice and long. And let's step the feet forward. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, unfold, Pilates style, all the way up. And salute the sun, cupped hands. Let them descend over heart as we step the right foot back and the left foot outward. We're going to come into our windmill type position. Take the toes and angle them towards the center line. If you have bends in your knees, straighten them and chop through the hips and begin to fold down and fold up. We're going to keep hands on hips as we do a few of these repetitions. And I'd like you to practice shifting the weight back to the heels of the feet, both in the descent and the ascent. Try to keep that orientation of weight back in the heel. On the next repetition up, hold up, relax the arms, put a 90-degree bend in the elbow. Now, hug your chest with the upper arms. Proud out that chest. Let's take the fists, make the hands into fists with the thumbs angling on the horizontal. As we fold down this time, I'd like you to pull your thumbs to the sky and then come back up and let those arms return facing forward. And do that for a few repetitions. So all we're really doing is practicing forward folding with external shoulder rotation. So we're not kind of collapsing inwardly, keeping that spine nice and long, and really kind of working to strengthen those muscles that allow the shoulders or the arms to rotate externally as opposed to collapsing inwardly. Not to mention, this is really good for those inner thigh muscles, which we're working to also strengthen. Lots of shit going on is what I'm saying. Now, hold up, relax the arms, shake them out, draw the butt backwards, and then fold down. Depending on what your body's feeling like today, the option is hands on thighs. If you can get the fingertips to the earth, try it. And if it's not there, you have an option. Now, draw back the hips, give me as much weight without toppling into the heels. Take your toes, re-engage them by stepping them more towards the center line. Now, keep the chest proud. Walk forward the hands. See if you can grip back just a little bit more. Hold on this for a breath or two. And now, let's add some movement in. Sweep the right hand out and shift the right shoulder to the sky. And gently return that back to its starting spot and alternating to the opposite side. And do this for a few thousand repetitions, nice and slow. Of course, we're not doing 1,000, you know, I'm just being hyperbolic. On each repetition moving forward, make a little bit of extra effort to rotate the shoulders skyward. Just a little nuanced. Keep that chest proud. And we're really working a lot of our rotators and spinal support muscles in this exercise, in addition to all of the inner thigh muscles, really working hard now to keep hips stable. Let's bring the hands onto our thighs and unhinge up to standing and step it in, shake it out if you need to. And if you're ready, you're going to post the right foot, step the left foot back. Actually, I think Kirsten had a good idea. Let's grab a little water. We've gone pretty hard. I'm feeling a little verklempt. A little sad in my throat. Too much talking. All right. We're back in our position now. This time around, we're gonna keep the heel down and just a little bit of separation, hip width apart of the feet. Try as best you can to keep those toes angling forward and bring hands on the hips. Now, while we keep that orientation, take the left heel, push it now. You're not gonna push, but I like to try to imagine you're pushing to the left, right? Straightening through the left leg. And we're gonna chop through the right hip. Chest proud as we fold forward. We're not relinquishing or folding into this. I'm going to keep that right knee as straight as we can and have a nice pull. And then come back up slowly. So as we work our right gluteal, the right glute max, I'd like you to practice spinal stability by keeping the spine engaged through this whole range of motion. And I like you to experiment a little bit on the depth that you can rotate through on that right hip while you keep that left heel on the earth. And now we're going to add a little nuance, a little progression here. Without moving the feet isometrically, of course, I'd like you to pull both feet from their positions diagonally towards the center and also create that fold. And you may realize the depth is a little different and the pull is a little different. And then don't over experiment with this. Just make sure you've got good range suitable for the effort we're putting in. And then relax that, push both feet out and allow the body to descend as far down as it can go. Hands on thighs, fingertips to earth, whatever floats your boat or whatever your body's accepting of right now. And just hold and breathe. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Walk it up with hands. If you can free form it, come all the way up. Switch up opposite sides. Again, the stance, the distance, all predicated by both feet flat to the earth, hands on hips, and begin to slowly raise and lower. When we move through space, our bodies exhibit a practice of balance. So although I may not do isometric or isolated balance challenges, this is really a balance challenge because we're moving our body through space and we're trying to maintain the equilibrium of weight between the left and right. And that's really what balance is maintaining a balanced effort and work as the body moves. So as you practice the range, the depth to which you can go, you're actually working on balance right now. Believe it or not. Now, on the next rep, hold up, engage front and back to pull to the center, modify range of motion to work differently these muscles. As we explore the range, we realize, oh, that's not gonna go that far, or it is, and you can go there, you try, you make up your mind. Try not to collapse inwardly with the shoulders, keep the chest proud. Couple more reps, pull to the center line as best you can. It's a new learned position. The muscles may be a little resistant because it's a different challenge to them. Coming back up, bring hands over heart as you step the back foot forward. Hands push to the sky. Big inhale, powerful exhale. Take it down to the mat. Heading down to the mat. All right. Let's take our left side, align with the edge of the mats. Take the left leg, put a bend 90 degrees. Take the right leg, sweep it back. You can use your hand, you can use whatever, and come down this time onto the left forearm. A lot of our times we exhibit behavior that our body's familiar with, which is the inward rotation of the shoulder. I'd like you to kind of externally rotate that left shoulder, keep that chest proud. And then I'm going to take your left foot, you're going to lift it up off the earth. You're going to try to do that a couple of times.
Just the foot, not the knee.
Just the foot.
I feel like it's,
Well, yeah, it does, because it's inward rotation. It's hard to do. Now, while we do that, we're going to check into keeping the foot now on the earth and taking the left knee up and lowering. And I just have my right hand on my right hip. You could put it anywhere you'd like, but just make sure that left shoulder doesn't kind of collapse into this. Now, both lift the foot, put it down, lift the knee, put it down, lift the foot, put it down, lift the knee. You got it, right? And hold it down. Take the right arm now, shoot it out to the side, sweep it all the way up, cup the fingers. Try not to let that left shoulder collapse in. Take that grapefruit, pull it diagonally away, and bring that right arm as close to that right ear as you can. Pull, 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 and then relax. Take the hand of the left side, push up onto it. Take the right knee, rotate it up, rotate it down. Do both with the hip. Hip open, hip close, knee close. And do that for a couple more repetitions before we switch sides. We are moving on, folks. Same setup, opposite side. Forearm comes down and begin to lift and lower that right foot. And this is not a huge outward exercise. It's more muscle coordination. And it may seem a little awkward to do, because it is. It's not a typical movement that we make. And you might notice that I'm lifting my front foot. I like you to try to lift the ankle if it's possible. Our efforts are normally, we cheat the movement a little bit by using stuff we can get to move, like the foot itself. All right, now plant that right foot. Right knee lifts, right knee lowers. If there's cushioning you need for the right hip socket, you can grab that, or you can just simply rotate back on the cushy part of the hips, just opening the hips slightly. And then adding both together, foot and knee. Enjoy the journey. And with both planted, take that left hand, reach it out, cup it, and pull long as you extend that arm as close to that left ear. I didn't cue that right shoulder collapsing, but if it did, fix it. As you release your next breath, let the arm relax, and then take up onto that right hand. Open and close that left knee and hip simultaneously, just like a nice rotational opening effort. And as we calm that, scooch that left leg forward and bring both knees bent to the corners of the mats. Reposition that little booty of yours. As we bring hands onto kneecaps, we're going to go nice and tall. Then we're going to bring the arms forward, and then we're going to imprint one vertebrae after the other, hollowing out the belly until we're not all the way down. So you're on the middle part of the back, and we're in a crunch-like position. Take your right leg and left leg and lift it up. Open the palms to face the sky and start to flutter your arms. Point the toes. Almost like you're trying to reach your cupped hands forward to the feet. Keep that crunch going and flap up and down. Give it a good effort. If you're bulging through the belly, hollow it out. Try to make that effort. Keep it going. And then calm, lower, point the toes, bring the arms into the peripheral view of the eyes as you reach backward, cup your fingers, find the palms to the sky, and pull opposite direction. Now extend the hands straight and let those fingers pull opposite direction of the toes. And then sweep back up, flex the feet, drop the chin into the chest, and slowly come back up. Spine remains flexed as the arms extend forward. Keep that chin tucked and back flexed. Inhale now, extend to a flat back. Draw that chin in, flex the spine. As you keep that C curve in the spine, begin to descend back to a supine position, lying on your back. Let your fingers cup, reach back, arms and peripheral, pull long, point the toes, pull the opposite direction, hollow your belly. Keep it hollowing as the arms rise up, chin drops to chest, and Pilates style, we come up and extend. Extend the spine. Flex the spine, drop the chin, come back down. With a little more frequency, we're going to go through a couple more reps. Descending, coming back up. Back down. And back up. Oh, yeah. Just think of that six pack. Now, come back into staff pose, hands over heart. You know what I'm talking about. You know, the one we used to have when we were 20?
Yeah, exactly.
Just think about it. Okay.
4 kids?
4 kids before we grew over and before it went goodbye. All right, hands over heart. Let's keep the feet flexed. Legs are straight. Let's take the back of the knees and try to push them into the mat as you bring proudness to the chest, hollow the belly. Push the palms into themselves and rotate internally the fingers, raise the elbows. Draw back the shoulders, draw the neck long. Take a big inhale. Powerful exhale. We're going to hold in this for one more breath. And as you exhale, let's slowly descend using our C-curve spine, imprinting as many vertebrae as you can on the mat. Taking the left foot, stepping it in. Taking the right foot and planting it onto that left thigh. Practice a little bit of external and internal rotation. So I like you to push the side of the right foot into that left thigh as you rotate inward and outwardly with the knee. On the next repetition, there, I like that word again, I'm repeating it. Keeping the knee rotating externally, use the muscles of the left leg. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to extend that left leg all the way out, pushing it down with the right foot. And then we're going to keep the legs straight and raise it up with a little resistance from the right. And this is a strengthening exercise for your hip flexor. Stop. Pushing down and resisting up. Do that for a couple more repetitions. So it's a contraction and extension. The extension is a stretch of that muscle. We're resisting. And one more time, up, hold up, bend the left knee, wrap the hamstrings, and use the arms to help facilitate a little deeper stretch on that right side. Check in with that head, make sure that neck of yours is relaxed. You can kind of roll from side to side as we hold for a couple breaths. Rock forward and back with the hips, play around a little bit with it, make a little playfulness, and then calm it and switch up sides. Once we've got that left foot anchored, take the right leg, extend it out, and let it lower towards the earth, using the left to provide resistance for the right, raise and lower. Again, range of motion is very important for all of our body's functionality. So in these exercises, explore the flexion that you can get through the hip with the resistance you're providing with that left foot. See how close you can get the thigh to the body. On the next rep, we're holding up, bending the right knee, wrapping the hamstrings, and pulling in that leg to enjoy a nice left side hip stretch. And as we release that, allow both feet close to the butt to find their place on the earth. And then I'm going to rock your pelvic girdle up and onto the tailbone, pubis rolling up skyward and inward to get a nice low back skin sensation. It's a touch, of course. And just do that a few times. And as we hold in this time, I'd like you to step your feet as close as you comfortably can to the butt. And while you keep that, I'd like you to take your pubis and try to pull it in, almost like you're doing a reverse crunch sort. Try to make that six-pack nice and active. As you keep that six-pack active, I'd like you to begin to peel from the the lower back, the lumbar spine, each vertebrae off the mat slowly, and then come all the way up into the middle and maybe as high as the upper back. So you have a bridge-like, more of a wedge-like type shape. While we're up here, I'd like you to pull the thighs together and then let the legs expand open so that the knees and feet are relatively aligned. And then vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly imprint. Try to get each vertebrae to touch just before the one that falls below it touches, all the way down until you can feel your tailbone just alighting upon the mat. And then let the gluteals relax. And then engage the six-pack and slowly peel all the way back up. Now, try to elevate as high as you can. That's going to really open up those hips and really engage those gluteals. And then while we practice, again, the descent, I'd like you to, best as you can, get each and every vertebrae to touch, to imprint slowly all the way down. And then relax the gluteals when you're down.
And then engage the six-pack. This is the last time we're doing this with our best effort. Slowly peel all the way up. Now, give it a little bit of extra effort to try to elevate those hips a little higher. And then slowly descend. And relax the gluteals, pull the knees up and into the chest. And then rock and roll forward to back. I'm using my hands to grab the knees, extending that right leg out. Coming back into a figure four type of position. We're going to take our hips, going to keep them square to the front of the mat. We're going to take our torso though, we're going to rotate it to face that right foot. As we book and the leg, we're going to walk forward with the fingers, spine long. Now, take your left hand onto the right foot and use it to help pull the toes towards the shin. So bend them down. So we're really kind of opening up the bottom of the foot. You might also feel or have the experience high up in the lower part of the leg, a nice little pull. And enjoy that for a couple breaths as we work on our ankle mobility. Let's relax that. Set up opposite side. Hips square front, hands do the walking, spine long. Now, right hand, left foot, and pull towards the shin, the toes. Pull the whole top of the foot towards the shin also. This is a nice little pull for the little muscles of the bottom of the foot, and also for some of the larger muscles of the lower leg that attach to the bottom of the foot. The plantar, you've heard of plantar fasciitis. This is a nice little stretch for that. Let's relax that. Extend both legs out. And then Pilates style, take it down. Oh. Bring the arms all the way above, maintain their peripheral view as you grapefruit the hands and pull backwards, point the toes. Keep the arms pulling as you extend the fingers backwards now. Pull opposite direction. Follow your belly. Take the back of the head, push it to the mat gently. It's not a big effort. As you maintain that push, gently rotate right and gently rotate left.
The head?
The head. So it's just a little massage of sorts. We're engaging the muscles. This is like a PNF stretch, although it's not really static. That's why I said it's like that. All right, relax that. Let the head just kind of gently roll from side to side. Bring those arms back down and then step your feet in so that you have ability to rock the cat's paw, rock the pelvis. Little clash reference there for those that have keyed into that. And Kirsten going, I don't even know what the clash is. Now, keep the belly hollowing out. Drop the chin into the chest. Extend the arms straight. I'm going to interlock the fingers. I'm going to bring us up slowly with a nice C curve in the spine. Relax the arms, extend the chest, round it out. Bring the hands backwards and aim the fingers backwards. I'm going to walk them diagonally away. As they angle out, keep the chest nice and proud. If your head's falling inward, draw it high. Keep those legs rotating internally. Bring the knees together. Hold on this for a couple of breaths. And then relax. And as you come into a seated position,
Let's bring hands over heart and let me thank you for joining us today. Namaste. Namaste.
High five. Good job.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies.